Hello and welcome to Schaffhausen, ahead of Switzerland's final game of the 2018-2019 Rugby Europe Trophy. They host Lithuania, the penultimate game for the visitors who still have the Netherlands to play at the end of the campaign. The home team, the ambition was third place at the start of the season. A victory here and it is mission accomplished. A few moments away from kickoff, it is Switzerland versus Lithuania live from Schaffhausen in the Rugby Europe Trophy. A full main stand here in Schaffhausen, ahead of the final game of Switzerland's Rugby Europe Trophy season. The men in charge today, all from the Welsh Rugby Union. Aled Evans in the middle, Jason Griffiths and Thomas Spurrier, his assistant. Switzerland all in white with the red numbers. Lithuania in the green jerseys with the black and red trim. The big news for Switzerland is that no Simon Perrault in the starting lineup. In fact, in the match day 23. He's their all-time top scorer. He's the top scorer in the tournament this season as well. 39 points. Offers cover at both 9 and 10. In his place today, Donovan O'Grady in the 9 jersey, Jules Pourcheur in 10. Plenty of experience all around the park. The captain, Cyril Lynn, at number 8. Expect plenty of ball carrying from him. Third place up for grabs for both of these teams. Lithuania need a victory here today, and a victory when they host the Netherlands in the final game of Europe's third tier competition. The delay to kick off is because Zigimantis Radzius is doing up his boots. What a great way for a delay. Away we go. Porsche puts boot to ball, and Lithuania run it out from their own 22. Alasauskis puts boot to ball for the first time. And Switzerland want to attack from deep with vigour. There's Porsche, grubber kick, awkwardly bouncing grubber kick. Finds Matas Mises. Puts that one into touch. The wind just starting to pick up here, as you can see from the assistant referee's flag, blowing in favour of Switzerland in this first half. But lovely conditions. Sun occasionally creeping through the clouds. Probably 8 or 10 degrees. Completely different to this time last season when it snowed as Switzerland hosted Poland. They tell me there's going to be snow tomorrow, but thankfully none today so far. Sweeping early attack there from the Swiss. Cover from Lithuania. A real attacking intent. Ball fizzes out of Jules Porsche's hand. Lucas Heinrich, the top scorer in terms of tries for Switzerland, 4 in the competition for him. But actually gets him on the front page in terms of tries of the tournament, as that one's gone loose, so it's back with the host. Here's the captain, Cyril Lin, the first of many carries he'll take on today. Little dink in behind from Erwan Meduc, turning the Lithuanians, and well watched actually. It's a good kick, but they could have got themselves in real trouble there. As it stands, they now have the line out and the chance to clear the lines. Thomas Zibolis, the hooker. Alongside him in the front row, Agostinas Tolechkas and Tatrimas Mazilis. Lians Burgas, the number 6, the flanker, the target in the line out there. Box kick goes straight out. And this is the first suggestion we've had of any breeze today so far. Those of you that have just tuned in will have missed the women's game earlier. French gendarmerie 32, Switzerland 22. But it was so still for that match as Tim Votley claims that one at the back for Switzerland, who creep forward, and they've got an advantage coming here. This looking very good for Switzerland. Still got the advantage coming. Now they put boot to ball. Heinrich's waiting for it. Heinrich receives it. And that's the opening try. Oh, beautifully executed. Jules Porsche with the pinpoint kick. Lucas Heinrich gets his 5th try of the competition. And it's Switzerland 5, Lithuania 0. Well, what a start from the hosts. The line out through Lukon and Votley was purring. Then when they got the advantage, Porsche knew exactly what he wanted to do. Heinrich in acres of space. And once again, the Swiss score early, just as they did in their opening victory against Czech Republic. That was from a kick as well. And that one splits the uprights. Jules Porsche Goes 1 from the tee, and it's Switzerland 7, Lithuania 0. Alanas Alasauskis gets us restarted. Votley waits underneath it. Good hands from him. Vaitkevicius was tempted to challenge. Gargantuan number 4. That one half charged down. Krasauskas. The scrum half. Oh, has that gone forward off Taranskas? Yes, it has. Didn't look like he was quite ready for that. Dominic Gorman. Again, Porsche wants to apply pressure, putting boot to ball. It's claimed by Vilmavicius. A 50-50 chip into space that Donovan O'Grady deals with. Here is Lynn. Vaitkevicius comes to meet him. Everyone on the narrow side for Switzerland. Looking to release the big men. Oh, that's out the back door. Gorman to Vial. Oh, it's gone forward. But champagne stuff in the sunshine from the Swiss. Gorman and Vial, the two front rows, linking beautifully. It's all well and good doing it in open play. How will they do it at the set scrum? Just seeing Gorman and Vial busting the lungs there in midfield. Two monster packs. So Gorman, Lukon and Vial in the front row for Switzerland. Tulechkas, Zibolis and Mazilis for Lithuania. As referee Aled Evans awards the penalty for Lithuania, so we'll have to wait even longer to have a first look at the set scrum. Alasauskis misses touch. Oh, well kept in by Mayduk. Oh no, he hasn't quite. Oh, I thought that was a lovely piece of handling. The one Mayduk agreed with me. Lithuania deep in the Swiss 22 for the first time then. Urbonas, the man at the front. Here comes the drive from Lithuania. And they've got over the line. And they've got their first try. Well, it broke up from the driving maul. Switzerland switched off. And they crept up that far side. Switzerland 7, Lithuania 5. The first time the Lithuanians have even had a sniff. And that will give them great pleasure, because they were under the cosh in the opening exchanges, and now they're just 2 points behind with the kick to come. Well, great response. Erwan Murdic thought he'd kept the ball in from that penalty. Turns out it was a great kick. One that's led to the try. The conversion across the face of the post. So Switzerland still with a narrow lead. Our clock on 9.5 minutes, but it's not linked in with the referee's watch, so bear that in mind as we approach 40 and 80 minutes respectively. Switzerland deep with the restart all the way back to the 5-metre line, but Lithuania return that one with interest. What I will say to the Lithuanian kit designer is whoever decided to put green numbers on green jerseys makes commentary very difficult. Oh, the outside half, Alisauskis having a little dart himself. Well, that one's been spilled forwards though. That's the big number 8, Zigimantis Radzius. Just took that one a little bit too upright. And now we will have a look at the scrum down for the first time. Had a false start before. Here comes Cyril Lynn. Penalty advantage coming here for the Swiss, but Lithuania are going to need to bring him down first. Big opportunity now. It was a penalty advantage they scored from last time. Murdic. Porsche waits. He's got options both sides. Sends Tim Votley through. Well, O'Grady thinking about going quickly, but there are 3 easy points on offer here. And Jules Porsche. And in fact, no, it's going to be Donovan O'Grady. Well, no, they'll make up their minds eventually. Cyril Lynn calls for the penalty. Donovan O'Grady was stood over it, but Jules Porsche, having kicked the opening conversion, will continue on place kicking duties, looking to take his personal total up to 5 points. Bang in front of the sticks on the 22. You'd expect him to knock this one over in his sleep. Which he does. A try, a conversion, and a penalty for the hosts. They now have a 5-point lead. It's Switzerland 10, Lithuania 5. Switzerland doing very well inside the 22 because it's ill-disciplined stuff from Lithuania. They're giving away penalties for offside. Tim Votley wanted to go quickly then as well. Lucas Heinrich there wearing number 11 but lining up on the right wing. Aled Evans communicating well with the front row. Some big lumps. Important that the scrum at least starts well. Squeeze coming on from Switzerland. And another penalty. Well, Donovan O'Grady certainly asked for it. And Lithuania need to be careful. Too many penalties. They've been punished first with a try, second with a pop at goal, and that's exactly what Jules Porsche is going to go for here. He's got a slight breeze behind him. This would be a good nudge just inside the halfway line. I think the small uprights on the posts make it seem closer than it actually is, but this would be a cracking kick. You can see from the flags, slightly wind assisted, but Jules Porsche to take Switzerland beyond a converted try ahead. That's got the legs. Got the line. Oh, very nice indeed. Jules Porsche. Switzerland 13. Lithuania 5. And 3 kicks from 3 for the Swiss number 10. Which will be massive relief to the Swiss team in the absence of Simon Perrault. That one up the tram lines from Donovan O'Grady. Massive boot. Didn't have any kind of run up to that and put about 65 metres on it. Baguzis finds Alaskausis, and it's another penalty, holding on this time. And Switzerland playing Lithuania off the park at the moment now with an 8-point lead. And Porsche's boot red hot. Surely they go for the sticks again. Which they are. 3 penalties in 5 minutes. All of them kickable. I think with the wind the way it is, actually starting to pick up. There are flags bellowing all over the ground. Some Lithuanian fans have made the journey as well. That flag was flying high during the national anthem and when they got over the whitewash. And they've been a bit quieter since Switzerland have started to put the hammer down. Here's Jules Porsche. 2 penalties and a conversion so far. Chips that one high, chips that one true, and Switzerland have a 16 points to 5 lead. Oh, much better restart from Lithuania, batted back. And now it's with the scrum half, Krasauskas. Great shot, but Radzios does well, the big number 8. Now advantage Lithuania. This one in danger of becoming quite an ill-disciplined affair. And they've had to let Lians Burgas through there, not 10, he's gone quickly. Good play by the back rower, Krasauskas. He's got big men queuing up for the carry. Tackle made by Wohlschläger. Stringunas dummies. So Alaskausis takes them up to the 22. Stringunas again. He's met. The defender can't roll away. Better quick ball here from Lithuania. Miezis, the fullback, tries to attack from deep, going through the phases. Alaskausis has a go himself this time. Try to hop through Wohlschläger. Is that a high tackle? Referee says no. Vilma Vicius took it in that time. Cyril Lin stops Lithuania in their tracks. It's the best phase of possession they've had, but now Donovan O'Grady chips it into the corner. If it gets a bounce, that's another good kick from him, but what it does do is turn the Lithuanian defence, who slice it out on the full, and that is smart play from the old Altamians number 9. Knew he was kicking away advantage, so had to make sure it was a good nudge, and it was. A couple of times they've managed to turn the defence over on the right-hand side. The first time led to their only try of the match so far, but they lead 16 points to 5. That's not clean though. Wolschläger knocks it forward. And now Lithuania got out of jail there after that poor kick. Now they have a scrum and another opportunity to clear the lines. Switzerland try and put the squeeze on again. It breaks up and Lithuania just about get it out. Krasauskas holds on. And what it does mean is Switzerland can set. Cyril Lynn drops deep. He loves it when these kicks come into his breadbasket and he can really wind it up. This is a slow clearance from Lithuania. Is it going to stay in on the far side? Yes, it is. Oh, good chase though. Kizhalewski does well in the end. Here's Porsche. Corner again for Heinrich to chase. He gets there. Oh, it's the second crossfield, and that one was even sweeter than the first. Jules Porsche and Lucas Heinrich are just on a wavelength. Two stunning tries. 6 for the tournament for the Swiss winger. And it's Switzerland 21, Lithuania 5. And that one on the side of the crowd as well. The main stand is full to capacity here. And as soon as the ball went up, they were all waiting for it, gasping for it. And they delivered. Fantastic try. Well, Porsche added the extras, almost just dessert, to his own handiwork first time round. Not this time though. Screws the kick wide of the uprights. But it's now a 3-score lead. Switzerland 21, Lithuania 5. 2 converted tries and a penalty behind. And there's a Lithuanian player in some discomfort in the dead ball zone. Oh, it's gone out on the full again. Lithuania are coming apart here in Schaffhausen. Again, Switzerland looking to catch them. Flat-footed Lucas Heinrich. Intensity is obviously something that Switzerland have worked on. They look over at Lithuania, see that they're a big physical side. If they move them around, run them around, then it can pay dividends. And it has done so far. 21 points to 5, and what we were expecting to be quite a cagey affair. Just one position separates them in the IRB World Rankings. Again, Welsh referee Aled Evans being very clear with exactly where he wants the front rows before they engage. In it comes from O'Grady. Another good scrum from Switzerland as Cyril Lynn picks, goes. O'Grady on the overlap, flat ball to the fullback who gets tackled well by Villemavicius. Small mistake there from O'Grady. It looked as though it could be on, but composure key now for the Swiss. Lithuania need to find a way into the game. They're being outworked in every aspect at the moment defensively. Switzerland setting in well. And Lithuania not producing fast enough ball to bother them. And then in attack, Jules Porsche has just been on a different level at the moment. Those two crossfield kicks to the oncoming Lucas Heinrich, absolutely stunning. Touch finder there from Alasauskis. And there's a group of supporters there underneath a kind of corrugated steel cowshed who all sought refuge. Nobody wanted to take the catch on in front of the cameras. Thomas Zibolis. He's got Mazilis there at the front. Maciulis, where number 19 is the man who's come on to replace the injured player for Lithuania, but now Switzerland can counter-attack. They've pinched the throw in, they're up out of the 22, and they sweep forward once more. Gaetan Hirsch eventually brought down. Kijalewski nearly takes them up to halfway. Here's Porsche. Tim Votley loses a few meters, but this good ball again for Switzerland. Nathan Thomas, it's gone backwards, so Cyril Lynn can tidy it up. Porsche again, refuses to put boot to ball. They're losing meters here, Switzerland, and they could cough up a score. Oh, it's bobbling around, it is not pretty. And that's been kicked out there by Erwan Mildic. When actually, if he'd have put his foot down, I'm not sure there are any Lithuania defenders at home. What did I say moments ago about composure? Switzerland at the moment in control in every aspect of the game. But this is still a contest. They cough up a couple of quick scores, then this one's going to the wire. And it comes from Zibolis once more. Better ball to the back. Radzius, the number 8 in the pink scrum cap, the man who knocks it down. Pick and go, Lithuania looking to use those physical advantages they've got, and they do. There are some huge players in that Lithuanian pack. Oh, lovely quick hands to feed the speed on the right-hand side. There's the offload! And the dive for the corner, evading the final tackler, and that's what Lithuania can do. The first time we've seen them cut loose in the backs, and that's a devastating score. Switzerland 21, Lithuania 10. Well, that silenced the crowd, and the Lithuania flag flies once more. Frightening speed there from the Lithuanian backline. Undefendable. Two tries apiece. There's those 3 penalties in quick succession that really knocked the stuffing out of Lithuania, but they seem to have got right back into this now. Referee Alan Evans is counting down how much time is left on the kick. They have 90 seconds from the time the try is scored. And setting this one up, and the amount of time it's taken to get the tee on, is really eating into that. Only about 15 seconds to go. They do get the kick off in time. Misses once more. So Lithuania 1 conversion and 3 penalties behind, but 2 tries apiece. Donovan O'Grady, the scrum half, making friends with referee Alan Evans. Always a smart move for a scrum half to be on the right side of the law. The man getting attention behind the goal is Jules Porsche. After the first half he's had, he is not a man that they'll want to lose. Responsible for all 21 points. 11 of them coming from his boot. In fact, the other 10 coming off his boot as well. 2 pinpoint crossfield kicks. Gobbled up by Lucas Heinrich. 6 tries in the tournament for him. And with some very hefty strapping to the right thigh, Jules Porsche re-enters the fray. So O'Grady takes on kicking duty. Knocks that one just inside the 22. The chase comes on. It's well gathered going backwards by the visitors. Kasauskas box kicks up the tram lines. Finds Meodic. Here's Cyril Lynn. Puts a bit of footwork on before finding the fullback and putting him in space. Lovely play by Switzerland. Both teams show that they're more than capable of cutting loose. That's happened a couple of times from Switzerland, just throwing the pass when they don't need to. Christian Rohrig, the guilty party on that occasion. O'Grady dunnies and gets past the first and the second, but again it's another poor pass. It's been knocked on by Lithuania, so Switzerland just guilty of forcing it at the moment. They've not been punished just yet. Alexander Kaviazel coming on, wearing number 20. And Jules Porsche, could that be his race run? Limps quite heavily on that right leg as he comes off. And he receives the applause from the crowd, because even though we're half an hour in, has the potential to be a match-winning contribution. So Kaviazel goes in at scrum half, and Donovan O'Grady moves to outside half. And that Swiss scrum gets the shove on again and the penalty. Sheer dominance from 1 to 8 there for the hosts. Just marching them forward. Oh, the tee's coming out. O'Grady wants to get in on the action. And this would restore a 14-point lead, a 2-score lead. And they're very much subscribing to the keep the scoreboard ticking over model. So O'Grady, first pop at goal for him. Thought he might have had the nudge in front of the sticks. Doesn't take many steps, but doesn't need them. Drives that one through. punches it between the poles, and it's Switzerland 24, Lithuania 10. Well, Lithuania know now that any penalty in and around the halfway line is going to be punished, and they might have thought they'd got away with it with Porsche leaving the field, but O'Grady showing that he is more than a match. Lithuania going quickly as the replacement scrum half Kaviazel punched that one up the tram lines. Great pace here from Baguzis. Eventually gets dragged down, but skinned his opposite number, Kizilevsky, there. Lithuania back in a good position. They've shown how deadly they can be from exactly here as Strigunas takes that one in. Alasauskis, hops around one. Spotted the mismatch. He's got the offload away, but it's gone forward. Now the problem for Lithuania is that every time they make a mistake, they're being punished at the moment. They knock the ball forward, they give away a penalty in the scrum. They give away a penalty in midfield, it gets popped over the poles for 3 points. Watch your eye on Vincent Vial, Switzerland's number 3. A tight head prop on this near side. He looked like he was breathing out of his ears just before they pat down for that scrum. It's gone down on this near side before the ball's even got in. And it's Vial and Tulechkas. Augustinas Tulechkas looks like he goes to the same barber as Thomas Francis. I'm not sure either of them should be going there. Although stealing the show on the hair stakes at the moment is Alexander Kavizel. Lin finds Kavizel. Miudic causes Miazis to drop it. He sliced that one as well. That's a good diving take from the flanker. So now Vincent Vial has the carry himself. O'Grady. All the ribs were exposed then, and there was a groan from the crowd because they thought Gaetan Hirsch might well be receiving a Lithuanian shoulder, and it's another kickable penalty. Lithuania are not playing sensible rugby. This one a carbon copy of the one O'Grady drilled through the uprights. Might find it a bit more difficult in the second half into the wind. So take the opportunities as and when they come. They've kicked all the penalties and kicked 1 from 2 conversions. Switzerland, Lithuania have got over the paint twice, not over the uprights once. O'Grady. Different shape on it this time. And a different result. So a let off for Lithuania. So that's 5 points that Switzerland have left out there in missed kicks. 4 points for Lithuania. How key will they be? Cyril Lynn didn't fancy it this time. That one touched in flight there by Lithuania, but unable to make it stick. Well, our clock saying 1 minute to go until half time. It should be a little bit more than that. Switzerland will certainly be the happier of the two teams as they go into the sheds for a breather at the half-time break. If Lithuania can finish with their tails up here, this is the kind of position they like. All the forwards locked into the set scrum, the chance to release those pacey backs. They were devastating for that second try. Well, now the ball does come for Lithuania, and again they look to get the backs working. Beautiful Deming in midfield. There's the support line. Oh, it's gone forward. Has it? No, it hasn't. Oh, it's stunning hands. Beautiful hands. And Lithuania are scoring tries for the highlights reel. It's the third time they've got over the paint. And that was glorious. It started with Tao Janskas dummying one way, then the other, and carving the Swiss open. That's the third try. It's the pick of the bunch, and it's Switzerland 24, Lithuania 15. Well, this one very kickable for William Avicius. Not had the best of luck off the tee. And right on the stroke of half-time, Lithuania have got themselves back in this match. 15 points down at one point. They now trail by just a converted try. Half-time in Schaffhausen, Switzerland 24, Lithuania 17. The Alpine Horns play the men back onto the pitch in this very evenly poised Rugby Europe Trophy match. Switzerland 24, Lithuania 17. Switzerland threatened to disappear out of sight in the first half. Ill discipline from Lithuania meant they got kicked to death. However, they got a few opportunities in midfield and the backline handling was stunning. They actually lead 3-2, the visitors, but they're behind by 7 points on the scoreboard. Referee Alan Evans checks both teams are ready. And Alana Salasauskis gets us back underway. Oh, and they batted that one back too. Well, it's gone forward. Off Vincent Vial. So an advantage coming here for Lithuania, although a scrum isn't something they'll particularly look forward to because they took a bit of a pasting in the set piece early in that first half. And throughout most of the first half, in fact. Switzerland forced to make a change. Donovan O'Grady moving to outside half. Jules Porsche unable to continue. Doing quite a lot of attention to the right leg. He did inquire at half-time as to an injury update, but couldn't get any news. Alexander Kavier-Zell has come on with the seemingly self-done die job at scrum half for the hosts. Again, Switzerland turn the screw, but it pops out. Alasauskis puts some width on it, well received by the full-back Miaziz, and gets the ball away. Baguzis, the right winger. Bundled into touch as the wind really has picked up now, and that'll favour Lithuania in the second half. It's a cold breeze ruining what started as a lovely warm day here in Schaffhausen. A relatively new club in the grand scheme of things. They've only been a rugby club since 2010. They play in the third tier here in Switzerland, and it's the first time they've hosted a full international. Although my early impressions are it's a great club, and they're certainly happy to have the national team here. Great crowd have turned out, and they've been treated to a game and a half of fabulous rugby. The women's game earlier, finishing Switzerland 22, France Gendarmerie 32. But it was a last-minute interception try that gave the French a bit of breathing space. And 5 tries already in this final match of the 2019 Rugby Europe Trophy. A win for Switzerland, and it's third place, mission accomplished. A win for Lithuania, then they could snatch third if they defeat the Netherlands in a couple of weeks' time. There's better ball for Lithuania. Krasauskas, the scrum half. Look at big men through gaps. Liensbergas. Offload to the hooker, Zibolis, and an inside ball to the replacement. Oh, Switzerland hanging by a thread, but Kijalewski manages to dive on it and stop the rot. Lithuania's counter-attacking has been devastating. Cyril Lynn gets driven back. O'Grady waits in the pocket. He's worryingly close to the dead ball line, though. Very small dead ball lines here at Schaffhausen. So instead, we're going to have the box kick that's going to invite more pressure. And Lithuania are pumped. Tomas Zibolis needs to find his man. Do Switzerland throw up Tim Votley? Mazilis coming on for Lithuania in place of Tulechkas. Here we go. And wrap around it goes to ground early. That was well dealt with by Switzerland, but what response have they got for the backline that are about to unleash? Willem Avicius gets tackled. Again, they go to the open side, little chip over the top. That's what led to the 2 tries for Switzerland in the first half, but a mark called, a good mark by Miodic, the fullback. Well, O'Grady says run it, they put boot to ball instead, and Alasauskis waits underneath it, always looking for options. They really want to run this ball to Lithuania. That's what did well for Switzerland in the first half, tempo. And I think tempo is key for both of these teams. Now, interestingly, this is a position where Switzerland opted for goal twice in the first half. They were successful with one of those kicks, but Lithuania want to play the territory game. So Alasauskis doesn't make many meters, but makes meters nonetheless. Kicks them in between the 22 and the 10. Scoreless in the opening phases of this second half, so it's still Switzerland 24, Lithuania 17. The ball boys down there in the local Schaffhausen jerseys, as the temperature drops, a few of them don't have jackets on and they're just starting to shiver, those that haven't got base layers on underneath. Lithuania goes short to Vaikavicius. Bailed out into touch. Clean ball via Bullschläger. Sends Cyril Lin at the jumper. Here's O'Grady. And the fullback Miodic. He needs to be careful he's not ripped, but he made good meters there, the 15. Wrap around there for the replacement scrum half, and Cyril Lin has a go. He's tackled by his opposite number, Radzius. Lithuania slowing that ball down and eventually called off it by Aled Evans. They've sufficiently slowed that down. And they've got hands on this too. Switzerland need to keep it moving forward, which they have done, and they've got the advantage as well. Switzerland have done very well there and pulled that one from the brink. Here's Hirsch. In the first half, this would have been a shot at goal. Will the wind in their faces change the tact here for Switzerland? Because a 10-point lead would be very handy, because Lithuania looked like they could score from anywhere. And Miodic is going to go for the corner. Or at least for touch, the corner into the wind. Might be a big ask. Good contact, takes them to 15 metres from the line. Good bit of territory here for the Swiss. Maxime Lucan goes to the back. Tim Votley, very reliable target, and the penalty advantage coming here for Switzerland, so they can trundle forward with nothing to lose. Cyril Lin gets brought to ground, hands on that from Lithuania. Still advantage coming. Here's O'Grady, puts the width right on it. Miodic attacks the line, puts the kick in. It's a chase to the corner, leads to nothing. And we'll come back for the penalty. Lithuania been guilty of that a few times, the infringement at the breakdown coming in from the side. We did say in the first half, how long without Evans let the ill discipline go on for? The answer is quite emphatically not much longer. O'Grady already has the tee on. There's a little nod at Cyril Lynn there as if to say there was an option, but I think it's important for Switzerland to regain some control of this game. Remember, they were 3 scores ahead at one point. It's been eroded to just 7 points. O'Grady 1 from 2. Kicked his first, missed his second. This one from a lot closer in. And when he drives the ball, he strikes it so confidently. Switzerland 27, Lithuania 17. Alasauskis launches that one high. Oh, it's very well taken by Switzerland. They've struggled at the restart, but it's been stripped. Oh, this game ebbs and flows beautifully. Now that's been lost forward. Well, both teams hanging by their fingertips here. O'Grady kicks the advantage over. Feels that they might have been better off taking the scrum there, because Lithuania running from deep with the pace of Miezis could be a real problem. These are the areas they love. We've really seen the forwards do a great deal of good work as Dominic Gorman tries to hold that one up. Leons Burgas switches back inside. Here's Alasauskis. Now they look to feed the speed. Baguzis receives a forward pass. For the second time in the match, Martinez Leonsbergers holds up play so he can do up his laces. Another good scrum from Switzerland. Cyril Lynn nearly gets his shirt pulled off his back before Lithuanian reinforcements arrive to make the tackle. Viazel, O'Grady, Miodic looks to split the gap between the left winger and the full back, but gets a nice bounce from Miaziz. Pumps that back down. Now if this goes end over end, they're in trouble, but it bounces up into the breadbasket of O'Grady. Loves to play running rugby, finds Cyril Lynn. Switches back inside, doesn't quite beat the first defender. It turns out to be a good kick. Oh, that one stripped off Nathan Thomas. And Switzerland inviting pressure on themselves. And Lithuania using the breeze well in this second half by putting boot to ball. Now the captain, Radzius, is going to be waiting ominously at the back of this scrum. If I was Donovan O'Grady or Hugh Kizhalewski, I'd be bracing myself for a number 8 coming straight down my channel. Free kick, so Lithuania can go quickly. This is what they like. Oh, there's bags of space here. Alasauskis doesn't push it left. Instead, he bounces the man off. Here's the replacement. Mazilis gets crunched by a Swiss defender. Really is a huge hit, and Switzerland have managed to slow this down, but the danger not clear for the hosts. Another monster tackle comes in, this time from Jonathan Wohlschlager. Lithuania up the narrow side. Pushing the man out of the way as again they take it narrow. Scored their opening score up that blind side, but what they can do now is open up some width. Instead they go through the big men. One move, a second move, and a double movement. The Lithuanians wave the flag, they think they've scored. Alan Evans, very clear that it was a double movement. And the score remains Switzerland 27, Lithuania 17. Oh, and Switzerland mistouch. Well, both of these teams providing fantastic entertainment, but at the same time, coaches' nightmares. Tajanauskas gets pulled down by his jersey. Lithuania tuck it up the jumper. And it's been their pace that has caused Switzerland headaches, but they really do have some massive ball carriers. Darius Vaitkevicius, the number 4, is huge. But still Switzerland lead, 27 points to 17 here in Schaffhausen. Oh, and the receiver not expecting that. Matas Miezis, the fullback, picks up the pieces. There's Tajanauskas, the inside centre, the guilty party, just wasn't expecting the pass to be drilled at him. Lithuania are back in their 22. Vildic waits on the left-hand side, but that one's gone straight out. They were in the 22, wasn't carried inside. So they're all right, and they're back in the Swiss half. Sensible territory gain by Lithuania. Neither team really showing composure in the second stanza, though. As Tautremas Mazilis and Dominic Gorman are replaced. Speaking of monsters, Sigitas Tsiakas comes on for Lithuania, wearing number 16. Serious scrummaging prop. And Nathan Pelsi, the man to come on for Switzerland. Short numbers at the line. It's been disrupted by Lithuania. More solid scrum with the change of personnel in the front row for Lithuania. Now they can cut loose through Matas Miezis. And the ball seems to get to him well, but once it goes beyond him, that's when the mistakes creep in. The way the 15 attacks the line from deep, serious wheels. Important for Lithuania that they stay in the game, because at the end of the first half, when Switzerland started to fatigue, that was when their quick backs really started to cause them damage. Scored those couple of tries at the end of the half in relatively quick succession. Up on the far side by the scrum. I think a ball boy's just tripped over the ball there as well. Real community feel to this, despite the fact that it's a full international. Another good scrum starts to work forward for Switzerland. The advantage coming again. O'Grady takes the crash ball and dishes it to his scrum half replacement. Hirsch. And the pressure tells, but nothing to lose there for Switzerland to throw it around. Well, that's 2 warnings that Lithuania are on now. 1 for penalties in at the side, and 1 for the front row coming under pressure in the scrum. And I always think it's a big ask for a scrum going backwards to pinpoint 1 front row forward and essentially tell them to be physically stronger. But still, rules are rules. And Lithuania have some work to do at the set piece. Kęstutis Karbauskis comes on for the visitors. Again, Tim Votley. Brilliant line-out target in Switzerland. Want to turn the screw in the set piece, marching into the 22. Remember, there's a warning coming here, and Zibolis could be in trouble here for Lithuania. And Thomas Zibolis is given his marching orders just as Aled Evans said he would. And Switzerland turned down the opportunity to go for 3 points. They know that a catch and drive here, they've got a 1-man advantage. With that, Christian Rohrig is going to be replaced for Switzerland. Fresh legs on in the pack. Now, big choice here for Lithuania. Tim Votley, the big number 5, has been the target in every line-out. Switzerland are bringing off their other second row, and they're going to bring on Ludovic Keller. And they've actually gone quickly here, Switzerland. They've slowed the ball right down of Lithuania. Switzerland closing in on the try line. They're going to keep this narrow, they're going to keep this tight, and they're going to look to increase the lead. Lithuania down to 14. And Switzerland went quickly there. They actually had 14 on the park. I was going to ask the question, do they challenge Tim Votley? Because it's obviously not going to Ludovic Keller. Well, of course it's not going to if he's still on the subs bench. So now Christian Rohrig comes in. There's a change here for Lithuania as well. Alasauskis comes off. We've got Donatas Trumpitskas coming on. We're in number 17, but it's going to be Thomas Bagdonis going in at 10. Switzerland, of course, need to bring on a specialist front row forward, and that will be Donatas Trumpitskas. So with 8 in the scrum for Lithuania, they've got 6 in the back line. So a natural overlap here for Switzerland. In it comes, the scrum started to work forward again. Cyril Lin hopping towards the line, stopped inches short, but now they're queuing up for Switzerland. There's the crash ball, massive tackle to hold the man up. And Lithuania respond, they spread out a green wall. More crash ball from Switzerland. They have a natural overlap. They have to, it's 14 against 15, but it's been picked off. Oh, advantage coming, hearts in the mouth stuff for Switzerland. But Lithuania survive. Well, white line fever there. First from Vorschlager, then Hirsch. And Lithuania, a man down deep in their own 22. They've survived the first wave. Maybe one try for Switzerland. The gap already 10 points would really knock the stuffing out of them. Here we go. Alexander Caviezel waits. Cyril Lin, the captain, tucks in at the back of the scrum. Donovan O'Grady at first receiver. And already Switzerland looking to come forward. Cyril Lin with the footwork at the back, advantage coming. But Lin wants the try all for himself. Down he goes, but it's a penalty try. It's a 7-pointer. Lin didn't ground it, but Aled Evans decides that the Swiss pack has overpowered the Lithuanian pack entirely, and now I think Telechkas is going to the bin. So Zibolis is already there. Oh, and now it's Mazilis, the replacement front rower. And Lithuania, after showing so much promise either side of half-time, are starting to crumble under the Swiss pressure. Penalty try awarded. It's Switzerland 34, Lithuania 17. Lithuania get us back underway, really chasing the game now. They're down to 13 players. 2 front rowers have been sent to the bin. This immense pack of Switzerland's threatening to cut loose, as is the captain, Cyril Lin. Ball inside, goes to ground, and that would have been the ball game. Oh, Vorschlager did everything right with the support line. Radzius with the carry. He's been industrious in the back row, but the front row have just been no match for the Swiss, and ultimately that's going to be the difference in this game. Because Lithuania back in their 22. And Cyril Lin's going to take this one at pace, is he? Oh, it doesn't stick, and now it's with Lithuania, who get away from the tackle, and Baguzis is going to go over. Oh, it's a funny old game. It really is. Cyril Lin attacked that, it didn't stick. And Domantas Baguzis gets Lithuania's 4th try, so despite the fact that they're still 2 scores down, they've managed to get a try-scoring bonus point here in Schaffhausen. And Lithuania's backs, if they can find a tight 5 to match the quality that they have outside the scrum, then they really are going to be a force at this level. Baguzis goes over for Lithuania. Switzerland 34, Lithuania 22. And the conversion. So it is as you were. And Lithuania still just about hanging on here. Manu Ronza comes on. He's number 17 for Switzerland. Brady pumps that one deep into the 22. Really good kick chase from Switzerland as well. If they can play rugby in the right areas, they should see this one home. Well, they should see it home anyway, because they've got a 2-man advantage at the moment. But that is a howitzer of a kick. The try scorer out of your shot there, Domantas Baguzis, just hobbled back to his feet. Doesn't look comfortable at all. Already has some hefty strapping to the left bicep and forearm. It really has been a crazy game of rugby. Lithuania have managed 4 tries, but have had 2 front rowers sent to the bin. But they find themselves 10 points behind. Scrappy line-out ball, no gaps in the middle. The replacement standoff is on. Oh, actually, no. And what tends to happen at this level is the 9 has gone to 10, so Krasauskis is now at standoff, and Bagdonis is at scrum half for Lithuania. Amazing how many halfbacks double up these days. Here is Baguzis again, big handoff. Powerful ball carrier, he's back up on his feet as well, and Lithuania still 2 men down, but in the Switzerland 22. And looking like they've got numbers somehow. Vaitkevicius bang in front of the sticks, 15 metres out. Here's Miazis, the danger man. Great feet. Oh, excellent work from Switzerland. Lians Burgas was met outside the 22. Again, as they look to punch up the blind side before opening it up. Maciulis is on the sideline here, waiting to come on for Lithuania. The first of the yellow cards is back on the paddock. Thomas Maciulis comes on wearing number 19, so now Lithuania just 1 man down. And they managed to get that try with 13 on the park. Admittedly, it was a stroke of luck, because if it sticks to Cyril Lin, then Switzerland are up over 40 points and it's game over. And with that, Tim Boatley misses a line out. Lithuania back in possession, Deming looking to keep the ball moving, dragging Manu Ronza over the gain line. Now it's going to be a foot race. It's a foot race. Lithuania are going to win because they've got the fastest man on the park, but the ball goes loose and Hirsch can't quite get there. Matas Mizis, a great show of his gas there as he went around the other two chasers like they weren't even there, but couldn't get clean hands on it. Gaetan Hirsch gave chase. Vincent Vial's race is run, and Benjamin Shimali will come on to finish the match. Tautrimas Mazilis will come off for Lithuania as well, the only starting front row that didn't get carded. Paulius Strigunas jogs off as well. On comes number 18 Vaidas Kizilaitis and number 22 Kasparas Kosauskas. And Martinas Liansburgas coming off as well. He's had a good game as the number 6. Strong ball carrier. Lithuania put the toe on it. It's gone backwards off Cyril Lindno. Oh, has it? Well, it's all action here. Lithuania will not lie down. They're 10 points behind. But they've got men back on the park. They bring on Augustinas Terleckas, the big loose head prop. Him of Thomas Francis Barber fame, popular with the Lithuanian fans, is Terleckas. Now Lithuania need to get this ball in and out, sharpish, because they've been in all kinds of trouble at the scrum. If they get a score here, then this game is alive. Switzerland have already been in a war. Poland 25, Switzerland 28 in the previous game, as that one spits out the back as Switzerland did turn the screw. O'Grady makes the tackle and Lithuania have it on the 22. Baguzis, the try scorer, tackled there by Geoffrey Pelletier. He's come on in the 22 jersey and he's struggling to roll out of the way. Eventually he does. Vaitkavicius takes it in. Oh, an advantage coming for Lithuania. Here's Chiakas, wearing 16. Step inside O'Grady again. Good cover tackle by the inside man. The drift defence working there for Switzerland. Lithuania still with the advantage. Radzius. They're losing ground here, but with the advantage coming, they won't be too bothered. Terleckas. That's one way to get over the gain line. Send the big man through. Well, Lithuania go quickly. You want to use tempo. Tackle made by Wohlschläger. God, this really is turning into some game. Vaitkavicius. They've stacked it to the blind side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that channel. Now they swing it open again, because Taujanskas and Mierzis make their way over. Plenty of white defenders waiting for this one as Vaidkevicius picks and goes. The huge lock forward. Big gap in there at first receiver that Caviezel's going to have to fill. The time not on Lithuania's side, but if they get a score here and can restart, this is game on. Baguzis sent backwards, good tackle by Hirsch, forcing them outside the 22. Another advantage coming here for Lithuania as Krasauskas has a dart himself. And again, they want to go quickly. Here's Telechkas, certainly being made to work for it since he came back on. Another pick and go as Lithuania knock on the door. They've already guaranteed the try bonus point. A try here guarantees them a losing bonus point as well. And if we restart, they might leave with all 5. There is Tarjanskas hitting the hole. He's had a great game as the Lithuanian number 12. A great phase play here from the visitors. Krasauskas. Good quick ball. Feeding the speed out wide, but it goes forward. And while we have this break in play, I will announce the man of the match that has been voted for by a committee here at Schaffhausen. And it's Dovydas Taujanskas of Lithuania, the inside centre. He really has had a fantastic game, actually. He and his fullback, Matas Mizis, have been superb. Nicolas Lujon and Axel Godet comes on for his debut, the youngster. What a moment for him. And Alan Evans said we've got time for one more line out, so this will be victory for Switzerland. And what has been a superb game. Real credit to both sides. Lithuania still got one game to go against Netherlands. That'll be a real big challenge for them. They beat Switzerland 36-15 in Holland earlier in the season. But if they can find some parity up front, they can be a match for anyone and everyone at this level, as their backs are incredibly entertaining. Well, that's intercepted, and Lithuania, oh, they have knocked the ball forward, so that'll bring us to full time. And the Schaffhausen crowd rise to their feet. The Swiss bench congratulate each other on a job well done, and the players come together after what was an 80-minute war here at Schaffhausen. And if all of the matches that they host are this entertaining, I can imagine we'll be visiting this particular part of Switzerland again in the not too distant future. Full time, it's a try-scoring bonus point in defeat for Lithuania. It is third place, a job well done, and mission accomplished for Switzerland. They marginally extended their half-time lead. They turned the screw and got 2 Lithuanian front rowers sent to the bin. They hung on at times, make no mistake, but the home team got the job done. The full-time score, Switzerland 34, Lithuania 24.
People in the Stadion for this match today. Thank you for your support.
Well, as the players congratulate each other, and of course it's the end of the season for Switzerland, but Lithuania still have a very tough match against the Netherlands to go. But Czech Republic are relegated. That means this battle will continue. Two very evenly matched teams. Switzerland with the absolute ascendancy in the forwards, but Lithuania with some stunning tries in the backs. Players come over to show their applause, show their appreciation for the support they've received here in Schaffhausen, and the supporters respond in kind. Swiss flags, Lithuanian flags, hats, scarves, jerseys from local clubs, all littering the stand here. It's been another wonderful day of rugby hosted by the Swiss Federation. The sport in this country continues to go from strength to strength, and with performances, matches and entertainment like that, it's clear to see why. We'll be hearing from the man of the match very shortly as well. I announced Taujanskas as the man of the match, but there is a Swiss man of the match and a Lithuanian. Vincent Vial, the tight head prop, has been awarded the accolade for Switzerland, and given the way he scrummaged, pretty much single-handedly responsible for both of those yellow cards. It'll give us great pleasure to hear from that man as well. But Switzerland, not without their share of controversy, lost Jules Porsche in the first half after he'd had a match-winning contribution, set up those two tries. But then Alexander Caviezel came on at scrum half. Donovan O'Grady moved to 10. And Lithuania, when they got some belief, goodness me, did they play some great rugby. A victory for them in the last game, and fourth place is still very much on the cards, which would be a good return for them. The South African coaching staff are creating a great rugby culture. And if they can get the big men to match the little men, then I think the third and fourth battle could be even closer again next year. But Switzerland finished the competition as they did last year. 5 games, 3 victories, 2 defeats, and third place. It was a target that was set out at the start of the season, and mission accomplished indeed. Well, Vincent Vial is just down there now. I think he's having it explained to him, but now it is time to hear from both men of the match. First we'll hear from Dovydas Taujanskas, and then we'll hear from Vincent Vial.